Hello, welcome to my channel, and we're going to talk about some series. You guys gave me some wonderful words, not just for me, for Amara, for the spreadsheet that she had made about my series and how I was going to be tracking them all. And I did not pay a lot of attention to what I was doing as far as series go over the last month. I will show you what it looks like. I have kept up with it. I mean, let me get on this side where we can see the stats across the top. I have kept up with the spreadsheet. I have gone in and added new series when I have gotten to them. I have kept up with it that way for sure. So that's not the bad part. Well, we'll see what the bad part is. These stats at the top are my absolute stats for everything, right? So all together, I have 3,600 books here. I have read 900 books, and I still need to read 2,600 books. So it's a lot. And I have started 288 series. I have 248 in progress because I'm up to date on 26, and I have DNF'd 3, and I have finished 12. So this is what that looks like right now. I have 196 series on my TBR that I have not started. And the reason this is important is because I own at least one book for this series, for a series, if it is on here, and I have not read it yet. So that is kind of bad news for me. That's what these all are over here. And I own at least one book in all of these series. And or they're ones that I know I want to read because I've read other books from the author. So yeah, that's what's going on here. So the part that we really want to look at is I did not DNF any more series, but what I did do was I have started 4 series, I think, over the last month that I have decided there's no reason for me to continue. So instead of taking up space on here to say I read one book and now I'm done with it, I'm just not putting it on this list. I'm just saying, no, I'm DNFing it. So I have read at least one book in a series that I've decided not to read for quite a few, but I'm not bringing them over here. There's just no point in clogging up this page that has all the series on it with things that I know I'm not going to read. So that's what I've done. Now, let's look at the stats. So this is August. You may remember last time I messed this up. And I had to ask Amara to come in and fix it, and she did. And so we're just going to really look at the things that have changed. So right over here, we can see that the number of books went up from 3,603 to 3,626. Now, part of that was me adding new series, but also part of that was me finding new books in series that needed to be added as well. So that's the change that has happened. I have somehow gained 23 books that have been added to the list. My books that I have read went up by 21 books. And that's also because if I found a series and I needed to read a book in it, but I had already read the first book, then I had to add that in and say that I had already read it. But I read a lot of books in series in the month of August specifically, and then a few at the beginning of September. So it's really been nice to see that number is actually going up, which is what I want it to do. And that's down here. I want this chart, the number of books, to go down. Actually, I don't care if this number goes up or down. I want the next one, the books to read. I had 2,665 to read, and now I have 2,667. So it went up, but I want this one to go down and the books read to go down. Series started, I didn't start 278 and I didn't start 288. So I don't know exactly how I want to track it, but for August, it's going to have to say that I started 278 series because I don't have a way to track that I didn't start them all when we first made this spreadsheet, but that's what it looks like. So really, I started 10 more series got added over the month. So that is kind of bad, but the number of books that I read a lot. I just didn't do anyway. So that's what it looks like for August and September. I'm excited to see how this chart is going to go as we expand out more months. I'm going to have to split it up because right now this chart on this is on this section. And then you see we have this chart right here, which we're fixing to scoot down and look at. I cannot believe I just said fixing to. That is me being from Arkansas right there. We're about to scoot down and look at it. And so all these charts are going to have to be spread out eventually. But how many series do I have going in progress right now? I have 241. I had 241. That has gone up in September, and now I have 248. So that's what this blue line is. I kind of like it like this. I can't decide. I also like it like this because this is telling you it went from 241 to 248. This red one, which is the series that are up to date, went from 25 to 26, which means I caught up with an extra series. Finished series went from 10 to 12, which means I finished 2 more series. I didn't DNF any, so that stayed at 3, which is probably going to stay at 3 for a while. And then on my TBR, I had 199. I actually started reading 3 of those that were on my thing, which is why it's down to 196. And that is not actually on this tracker. So maybe that just didn't get picked to go in here for whatever reason. It's just tracking the series in progress, series up to date, series finished, and series DNF'd. So I might take off the series DNF'd and add the series on the TBR. We'll just see. But that is what this one looks like and how it changed, which is not much over the month. And then we have one final one set up some sort of the same way, but this is just a percentage. So 86.7% of all of my series are in progress. 86.1% now are in progress. That just means that more of them I got caught up to date on 9%, but this changed. So that's why 9% moved up, but stayed the same. Like the number went up by 1, but it stayed the same on the percentage. Series finished went from 3.6 to 4.2, which is nice. And then DNFs kind of stayed the same, 1% of the overall, because the overall went up a little bit more. So that's why that DNF went down, which I think it might continue to do as long as I continue to add more series. The DNFs are going to go down and down unless I DNF more. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the DNF things go. I still think that if I read the first book of a series and I decide I'm not continuing with that series, I'm not adding it into the tracker. There's just no reason to do it. So maybe I just remove the DNF from the chart and we don't really worry about tracking the DNFs over here on the little stat page. I'm not sure. You guys can give me your advice on the DNF situation. I am happy that I got a few of the TBRs moved over there. And I will tell you that in the month of October, I've already made my TBR. I'm reading 40 books, and a lot of those are already on the series list. A lot of them, quite a few of them, not a lot really, but quite a few of them are on my TBR list already. So I anticipate that this is going to look a lot different in the middle of October when I check in. But for the middle of September, I am happy with the way that it looks. I am happy that I have kept up with it, that I didn't mess this up so badly that Amara couldn't fix it for me. And so I will just be going through and adding everything when we get to the middle of October, and we will put that stuff in and just see where we are for our next checkup. But again, I want to thank Amara for creating this spreadsheet. It has been amazing and really intuitive and so easy to use. And I have really enjoyed adding things in here and watching the numbers change and the little percent progress bar shifting as I add things in. It's so satisfying. So if you guys would like access to this, Amara has just asked that you go over to the Discord and send them a DM, and I can point you to who Amara is on the Discord if you don't know. And then you can ask over there for your own copy of the spreadsheet. I mean, you'll have to enter your own books, but she'll give you a copy of it. Okay, that is everything. And thank you for joining me. I know that it didn't take very long to go over this. I'm not anticipating that it's going to take long, although I think next time what I might do is update y'all on the series that I finished. So right now, September of 2025, I finished these 2 series. So the Grant County series by Karen Slaughter and the Nina Knight series by Yasmin Ango. Also, you can tell because it's highlighted in purple that the Grant County is a 50 before 50. So one more down off of that list. And I'll do that in October. I'll check in and tell you what else has been finished for the series. So Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.